Hello there, all you fellow members. This is a rehash of a video I made earlier on and accidentally managed to erase from the site. I thought I would try putting a voiceover on it, see if it works out. And as there's a lot of interest, or has been on the site, on these Swedish houses in Balornock, I thought it worth putting back on anyways. So as you can probably recognise if you come from this area, that I started off there in Walliswell Road and I've just turned into Woodhill Road. That house on the end of that block, the white one, to your left, that was a home of Campbell and Jimmy Tuck, Aka Wellfield and Tenscott. That one there at the end of the block there, the white one. Already it's pretty clear that these houses have been extremely well maintained, and the general air of the place is that it's really nice and tidy, and of course it's quiet at this time of day because it's only about 10:30, 11 o'clock last time I looked. It's also blooming freezing, I can tell you that, although the pictures might deceive you a little bit as the sky's quite blue and it's not raining. Of course you all know what that wind's like if it's coming from the east, across Balornock, Springburn, Milton, Auchenerne, etc. Now this block here, I believe, somebody called Janetta used to live there, and I think Dolina lived on the other side of the road. I think Campbell told me that some time ago. I never knew either of these ladies, as we tended to go to Springburn for our social activities, being based in Balornock. I'll just take a dander along here, and lo and behold, there's what we knew as the Brunswick Boys Club. I think that's the rear of it, although I can probably be corrected on that by people who habitually went there. I never actually went there as a youngster. We tended to go to Springburn for our entertainment. However, I believe a lot of members have fond memories of the place, and it's nice to see it's still there. Just have a wee zoom in and a closer inspection of this end of the building. That looks like a nice patriotic emblem on the wall. It also looks as if a lick of paint wouldn't do any harm. A few of them flagstones could do with levelling. However, given the vintage of the place, as I said before, it's nice to see it still there. There we are, there's the badge, standing proud. You can imagine this road is lovely when the trees are all in bloom. And this, believe it or not, this is what we used to call Eastern Woods. Not very much left in the way of woods. Half a dozen trees at best. I seem to remember there was a lot more in our time, but I could be wrong. Might be the old memory playing tricks. Anyhow, there's some construction work going on across the other side of Balornock Road there. I understand that they're building some kind of facility for people who have committed misdemeanors. That white Swedish gable end there represents the end of Elviran's house, and I hope she'll forgive me for saying it, but that could do with a lick of paint too. She'll probably hand me a paintbrush and a ladder and a bucket of paint the next time I call to see her, but I hope it's raining. a nice wee path being put up through here, linking Eastbourne to Balornock Road, which is a change from the muddy path we used to tramp through years ago. They've even got a couple of street lamps on it now. Of course, there's a new wee development in there on the right. New to me, that is, and possibly to a lot of others. Must be slowing up. Seems to be taking me an awful lot longer to get up to Balornock Road than it did years ago. Still, we're not 18 or 19 anymore. I'm sure he deliberately built this from the furthest away point between Eastbourne Road and Balornock Road. Certainly haven't put it through the shortcut we used. If we look at the back end of the houses over towards Menzies Place and Menzies Road, etc. At least I know the Cairn pub's up here somewhere, and if it's reopened for about the 50th time since it was built, I might just need a little bit of refreshment before I continue on my way. Might even find Elviran's husband in there. I know it's early, but he works funny shifts, so it's quite possible that he's in for a livener and a game of pool. Not that I play, but you can always watch. And finally, we make it. There's the cairn anyway. It hasn't been pulled down yet. Something that should be considered with regard to the talisman in Balgry Hill. There's a few more of the Swedish houses there, the corner of Lament Road. I wish I had a pound for every time I went down that hill there and along the Golfy Lane. Again, that was many moons ago. You just see the snow caps on the campsies there in the background. Give you an idea of the kind of temperature we're experiencing. We'll just have a wee deco down Lament Road. Just about make out Asda away in the distance there, up in the Royston area. And I see they've made a wee flagged pathway into the pub. I suppose that's the Elf and Safety Brigade who've decided that it's too dangerous for people to go up and down stairs. They may have a point, late enough, especially at chuck it out time when everybody's half cut. It looks like there's a couple of lassies at the end of a balcony here out having a smoke.